What's up, you maniacs?
Oh, look, he's here to start. The Kid Mero. Yes, it's please. Yeah, let's do it now. Let's just start because it needs to be Knicks Heat in the playoffs. It needs to get there. And what do you, Mike, what's the matter with you? You're already making faces of disgust back there?
No.
Yeah.
Like a couple
Yeah, you are, Mike. Yeah, you are making faces of disgust, Mike. I heard you. We heard you last playoffs, Mike.
I was.
We heard you last playoffs, Mike.
I was.
The delusional Knicks fan, cursing Knicks fan. Oh, the guy that gets on there is like, oh, I hear Knicks all day, da. That's right. That's right. And we got a leg to stand on in 2024. 2023, I don't even know what year it is. I don't care. It's here, now.
It was 24. No, the face that I was making wasn't the typical Knicks fan disgust that I usually have wash upon my face. It's just the last 2 weeks of Terry Rozier being healthy have washed upon my face. And now I actually don't even have that much confidence that the Heat can make the playoffs.
Okay, the Heat have not won against a big a 500 team other than the Pistons in a while.
Since Terry Rozier came back.
Okay, and the Kid Mero here. Knicks fans frighten me for this reason. I mean, they're loud and obnoxious under all circumstances. They've been in pain for a long time, but man, they love Brunson and they've got so much hope. I think this is the most hopeful Knicks team I've seen this century. And Mero does a podcast with Mero does a podcast with Carmelo, and he might agree with what I'm saying. But I'm now having arguments, unreasonable arguments.
I will not be subscribing.
With Sam Morrill.
Come on, Mike. Don't be a hater, Mike. Sub. Get them numbers up. Let's juice those numbers up.
I do have a Dominican grandma, so she'll make me.
Yeah. Come on. Shout out to La Doña.
Doña Juana.
Mero wants to be a Knicks correspondent for our show. I want him to be a Knicks correspondent for our show. Sam Morrill wants to be our Knicks correspondent, but this is where the delusion resides. Morrill sitting here saying the Knicks can beat the Celtics. And I'm like,
absolutely.
What? No.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Why can't what are you talking about? Why can't they? Exactly. Thank you. Why can't they? Yo, listen, I have a lot of experience with Kristaps Porzingis. You know what I mean? He has the durability of a hymen. Like, he's not built for this, bro. He's not built for this. He's not built for this. He's not built for a deep playoff run, and that's what Boston's trying to hang their hat on. Derek White, he finally cut his hair off, but it doesn't matter, bro. Doesn't matter. The only person out there with the tenacity to make it through a deep playoff run is Al Horford.
My man. My man.
Tigre.
Es cierto.
Another Dominican.
Es cierto. We're all scared of Al Horford. You're scared of
right.
I can't believe that we're weeks out here and you're going to be insufferable, right? Because you
know it. Come on, Dan. Come on, Dan. You know, like Drake said, you know what it was when you signed up. Come on. I've been doing this for way too long. I have suffered. I used to, y'all know, I used to tweet the Knicks covered, so they won. They used to be like my solace. I don't have to do that anymore. Now I tweet the Knicks covered and they won. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't want to hear nothing about nothing. Also, the Heat Knicks series last time was very chippy. You know what I mean? And we were, you know what I mean? It was, I want to see that again. Just to send Jimmy home and say, yo, you started the season emo, you ending the season emo, my guy. You know what I mean? Terry Rozier, you look like you smoke menthols, bro, at halftime. Something's going on over there, man. There's something in the water, bro. Heat culture is corroding.
Menthol.
When's the last time that you hoped like this? Because you guys can be delusional, and the last 10 years of Knicks teams have had a lot of hope and not a lot of this kind of loud.
That's true. But the difference is that I feel like, well, I'll say this. You mentioned very astutely that I do a web series called 7 p.m. in Brooklyn with the Carmelo Anthony, you know what I'm saying, Knicks legend. And the last time I was this hopeful for the Knicks was when it was the Heatles, 2012, 2013, and Carmelo, Tyson Chandler, J.R. Smith, scoring champ, defensive player of the year, 6 man of the year, respectively. Beat the Heat 3 out of 4 games in the season. And then Roy Hibbert decides to play like Shaq for 48 hours. You know what I'm saying? And that went to shit. But now there's real hope because it's not just the starting 5 that is like that there's hope in. You know what I mean? This team is deep. This team is deep, bro. And when Julius comes back, when OG comes back 100%, we are going to be a problem. There's nobody in the East that is with us? I'll say it with my whole chest.
No, not
You
your
know what
whole
I'm saying?
chest. It needs to be a
My
nipple,
whole
not the whole
entire
chest. A single
My
nipple.
big pepperoni nipples.
No.
My big Hershey Kiss nipples. Both of
No,
them.
you can't say that.
Can we go half the chest until they do something in the postseason?
You can't say your whole chest at Boston.
You got it, Stugotz. I would say 3/4 of my chest.
Thank you. I appreciate
3/4
it.
of my chest.
I feel better now. Thank you.
I mean, because it's too much. You guys can't, like, you got to be careful with this. For 20 years of bluster, it ends. You remember that season of great hope. Did you win a playoff game? Did you win one and confetti fell at 3-0? Is that what happened? Confetti
Yes. Yes, that's what happened. That's what happened.
You celebrated that like you won the championship.
Well, we made the playoffs.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
but you went from
done it last year.
3-0 down to 3-1, and confetti fell on the floor in Madison Square Garden.
That's how we
It's
do
been
it.
a lot of pain and suffering. Dog, I watched the Knicks put Marty Collins and Jackie Butler on the floor, dog. You know what I'm saying? I watched Alexei Shved play NBA basketball, okay? All right? So listen, don't come at me now because I'm enjoying the fruits of all these years of toiling as a Knicks fan, dog. Let me enjoy this. You know what I'm saying? Let me get my Knicks Coke. You know what I'm saying?
I will
The
tell.
nice-
I will tell the audience again, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn, you should support it. It's fun and interesting, and it's got to be a little bit of a dream project for the Kid Mero because of how he loves the Knicks and because of who he's sitting next to, prodding him to be more interesting. And this is no knock on Carmelo, but there were things he had to be careful about when he was a player in the league, and it requires a host with grace. Stugotz, I will tell you this. Jazz Chisholm could have said that to anybody. Jazz Chisholm, what he said, but he chose, he was with a couple of black guys, not often interviewed by black guys, and so Jazz Chisholm was maximum relaxed and being maximum honest. Clearly, Melo trusts you, and you are an exceptional host, and it's fun to watch you emerging from a difficult time for you guys because that breakup, publicly, privately, had to hurt because you guys were on a different track to a comedy duo that was going to make a lot of money at the perfect time. And and the stuff that happened to Hollywood and you guys was painful to watch from afar. So I'm happy to see you doing this with Melo and a project that gives you joy and chemistry where you're working again like you did when you were having the most fun.
Do you see it on my face, Dan? Do you see the joy? You know what I'm saying? I don't even use the Just for Men anymore. I'd let the grays pop off. You know what I mean? I'm in my zaddy era. I feel great. You know what I'm saying? I'm rejuvenated. I'm taking multivitamins every day. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, man. I'm just doing it. I'm blessed. You know what I mean?
And what is this? Is Jalen Brunson, like, would you dare tell Carmelo that Jalen Brunson is someone you now love more than you loved him at the maximum loving of Melo?
I'll say this. I love Jalen Brunson. But I love Melo more, and this is why. Because when Melo was here, it felt like we weren't really building. You know what I'm saying? It felt like we were just getting guys and things were coming and going and things were happening. It didn't feel like we were building to something. You know what I mean? Like, it felt like Melo was the Knicks. You know what I mean? Like, now Jalen Brunson is the Knicks, so to speak, but it's not, it's a team. You know what I mean? It's OG, it's Jalen, it's Jew, you know what I mean? It's everybody on the team. So it's not just, Melo. You know what I mean? That's why I love Melo, because Melo put that it was like a Pat Ewing thing, where it's just like, bro, who's your other guy? You know what I mean? No shots at Amari. I love Amari, but like, he never turned out to be that guy. So that's why I have no respect and love for Melo. And I love Jalen, but you know what I'm saying? Melo and I are the same age, you know what I'm saying? It's a generation too. Like, you know what I mean? Jalen is a young buck.
Melo was the team because we traded the entire team to get Carmelo Anthony. I mean,
everybody says that, but I'm like, you want Danilo Gallinari right now? Where is he right now? He's playing in Russia with a faux hawk.
Right.
Like, what are we talking about here? Wilson Chandler. We traded Wilson Chandler and like a couple guys, and what happened? So what I ask Knicks fans is this, and I'll ask y'all this because they are very astute sports reporters. What would the Knicks have done adding Carmelo Anthony to Gallinari, Chandler, and what they had before they got rid of those guys from Melo? It would have been a logjam, bro. Come on, dog. We know the Knicks were dysfunctional as hell. The most important piece that they got wasn't Jalen Brunson. It wasn't You know what I mean? It wasn't OG. It wasn't any of these guys. It was World Wide West.
All right. Listen, if you're going to be the Knicks correspondent for this show, I'm going to need you. Now, he's doing great, okay, but I'm going to need you to have at least a morsel of credibility as you spew all of this Melo propaganda all over the place. You have to be a little bit objective here. You don't have to criticize Melo, but it can't be fawning praise for Melo that I'm not sure I totally believe because I think
they won that trade.
I think that Jalen Brunson excites you so very much right now. You're so hopeful at how he plays, and because he's got a better team around him, playing like a team in support of him, I believe that you're lying publicly in your first appearance as Knicks correspondent for our show. Because you work with Carmelo Anthony, I believe your excitement for Jalen Brunson in private moments, you would admit, feels more hopeful than the best of what you hoped for with Melo.
Are you accusing me of pandering?
Yes, and being bought, being bought and paid for.
He's accusing you of it. I'm proud of you for doing it. I mean,
it's a good business. It's a great business deal. I'll tell the people again. 7 p.m. in Brooklyn is clearly climbing up the charts because he's chosen the right partnership. But you're not being objective here or honest when you say that Jalen Brunson doesn't have you feeling. If you're telling me you could beat the Celtics right now. If you're telling me it's because you believe in Jalen Brunson more than you ever did in Melo.
I believe in the Knicks. And this is the thing, Dave, this is a very important part, too. This is what we're leaving out. Melo played small forward. Jalen Brunson is a guard. If you have a good point guard, if you have a good floor general, that's like having a good quarterback. You know what I mean? Like, who's the last ass quarterback that won a Super Bowl? Trent Dilfer? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nick Foles,
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning.
He was totally
ass. Yeah, he was. The last year
he was ass. Super Bowl 50.
Terrible.
Ass.
Nine touchdowns, 17
Garbage.
interceptions that season. It was ass quarterback. Masuda.
Might be the greatest quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl and the worst simultaneously.
And the worst at the same time.
We need your help with something. I do want to get back to your deep belief in Julius Randle, because I think that's dangerous. And I remember how you felt about him, not you personally, but the whole fan base last postseason when they were losing
before
to the Knicks.
Brunson, though.
Yes. Brunson.
I think they made the playoffs 1 year without Brunson, made the playoffs the last 2 years with Brunson.
I know, but Julius Randle was very frustrating in and out of the lineup throughout all of that. Yeah. And I thought Knicks fans turned on Julius Randle each of the last 2 postseasons because of bad shot selection.
But he's back.
I did not. And I'll tell you why. Because he was playing hurt. And I am an objective Knicks fan, okay? I am not a maniacal Knicks fan. I'm lying. I am a maniacal Knicks fan, but I'm also objective and smart. And I can tell when somebody's playing hurt as a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? I'm a father of 4. That makes me a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? I know when somebody's playing hurt.
Put it on the poll, Juju, at Le Batard Show. If you're a father of 4, are you a professional athlete? There is not an excuse this man will not make for a New York Knick.
2 straight segments with Mero, and it is presented by LinkedIn.
Also, Tony came in. He came flying in when he heard you were here yesterday on the show, Mero, and we need your help with this. He's very popular with older Cuban women, Tony is.
Las doñas.
Yes, las reinas y las doñas. And Tony has 5 phrases here. I want you to tell me how his rankings are. Top 5, bottom to top, on phrases old women love to say to him that also melt his heart, that make him feel very good about himself. Tell me what you think about this list, if you would add anything to it or subtract anything.
First off, bendiciones, mi líder. How you doing? Mira,
hey,
Tigrazo, mira, when you're at the bodega y una doña está ahí trabajando, you're there trying to help, or she's trying to help you with trying to find something. I've got a list of names right now that Hispanic women love to call young, good-looking guys like you and I, right?
Yes.
We're starting with OLI, mi tesoro.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, perfect. Mi tesoro. Can I try to guess the next one?
Okay.
Well, okay, you want to guess some of his top 5? All right, let's see.
Mi rey.
Oh,
wow. Holy shit.
Mi rey was number 4.
Okay, number 4. All right,
Keep going.
let's see. Let's do it this way. In fact, do it your way. Go ahead and see if you can guess the 5.
Mi amor.
Let's go! That was number 3.
Whoa.
Mi cielo.
That's a good one.
That's one we
you
missed
didn't
yesterday.
have one. Mi cielo. No,
That's one we missed
my
yesterday.
sky. That would have been so good. We didn't have that.
That one
See,
we
come on,
missed.
dog.
Mi cielo
Let's
is
do
something
this.
that when I got home, I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe I forgot mi cielo.
Okay, so we got mi tesoro, mi rey.
We got 3 more.
Mi cielo, mi amor. We got 3 more. Papi. Papi chulo.
I mean,
Come on.
that's
That's a little. Wait a minute.
No,
That's
wait, no, no, no.
aggressive. That's
Eso
aggressive.
fresco y atrevido.
That's aggressive.
Eso fresco y
That's an
atrevido.
aggressive
That's a freca.
80-year-old.
That's a doña freca. That's a doña freca.
Doña Fresca.
That's a BBL doña. That's a BBL doña. My fault. That's a BBL doña. That's a Dykeman doña. I'm sorry. It's different. It's
To roll the chat.
There's levels to those doñas.
Okay. All right. Mi rey is out. I was gonna say mi príncipe, but that's too close. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
nailed it.
Oh, mi
Mi
príncipe.
príncipe, number 2.
So happy. he
Boom.
is.
All right. And
Yeah,
Tienes dos aquí that are obvious, you're not thinking of, but that you've heard a trillion times.
and I said mi amor. I said mi rey, mi príncipe, mi tesoro.
Mi cielo is great.
Hello. Listen.
Your 5 is great. Your 5 is great. Tony, you want to give him a hint, or you want to give him one
Yeah, give me
that's
like
going to
a-
make him angry because he didn't get it?
They're both kind of related, right? They're both kind of related. One is, it's going to sound weird, but one is a body part, and the other one is an emotion.
Mi corazón. Mi corazoncito. Mi corazón. Mi bello.
What a
We
great
have-
clue. I
Hey.
mean,
We have one more. The number
And what
one
is an
thing.
emotion?
The
The
number
number one
one.
thing.
You have not yet gotten the number 1. Let's go. Let's see.
And it's an emotion?
It's more of like, it's I don't even know how to describe it.
Billy says he knows
Let's
what.
try Billy.
You want to,
Mi tesoro.
no,
What-
Steve
that was the
Martin.
first-
Billy, what do you
Martin.
mean, Billy?
Me, Steve Martin también.
Wow.
Damn. Billy, how
Esteban
many days you
Martin.
take this morning?
Martino.
Esteban Martín, papi.
Billy, go sit in the penalty box.
Billy, suelta la lleva, Billy. ¿Qué pasó?
2 minutes for Steve
¿Qué
Martin.
He's
pasó?
so excited.
Estaba dormido. Esa es la cosa.
Hey, you know what he's mad
Fuera.
about? The segment was going so well, and Tony was starring, and he wanted to ruin it.
Fuera, papi, la gatija.
That man said, I know it 12 times.
What a wet blanket. Number 1, Mero, mi vida.
Mi vida. Oh.
Mi vida. When you walk in,
It was right there.
can I get el queso eso? Mi vida, como no?
Oh, claro, mi vida. Oh, my God. Bro, that's like, see?
You know what, though?
That's obvious. That's like, what do you say?
It is obvious, but I've got to feel like we
Oh.
betrayed you there because Tony said that was an emotion.
And yeah.
But my life, my vida, mi vida,
It feels
that's-
emotional. It's like-
but it's not an
That's
emotion.
why I was confused.
What is
too.
Billy
Why
still
are
doing
you
here?
still
Get
here?
El Chacal and get out of
Vete,
here.
There's a
vete.
meeting in there.
Fuera,
El Chacal.
fuera,
Meeting going on.
a la mierda,
El Chacal.
pa'
Pa'
carajo,
carajo.
pa' carajo, vete.
Ruede.
Julius Randle, you can't believe in that.
Oh, you knock it off.
I did a Twitter.
do,
I did a
listen.
Twitter search of your handle and Julius Randle. It hasn't been all puppy dogs and ice cream.
I look, because look, Mike, I wear my heart on my sleeve. Y'all know this. Y'all know this. I wear my heart on my sleeve. So sometimes I say things out of anger. You know what I'm saying? I tell this shit to my kids all the time. Sometimes I say things out of anger. I don't mean it. Daddy loves you. You know what I'm saying?
What
I didn't mean to call you
What I
that.
did recognize real quickly in my very quick research is 95% of your Julius Randle tweets are in all caps.
Hey.
Let's call that number. Turn back around so that we can see what that
Call
number
the
is. So
actual
let's
attorney.
let's call that number and see what becomes of that. 888-464-7065. But you're correct when you say finish your thought there. You apologize to your kids. Daddy didn't mean that. He's a professional athlete. He's got 4 kids. They're frustrated.
You know what I mean?
Life
It's
is
frustrating.
Life is hard. Daddy just left Jesus. All of that was going very well, and things are now a little more difficult. I'm frustrated. The
Come-
Knicks make me more angry than they should because Daddy's
Come
emotional.
on.
Daddy was on the top of the ride toward the meteor, toward the sky. We were going together, and now Daddy's got to figure out how to feed you, and you're annoying today.
Hey, no, Daddy's good. Daddy's good because Daddy was a very seasoned hustler back in the day, and media And Perico is the same shit, bro.
Amen.
You should say, Amen.
Tell us what you've learned with Melo and doing it with him, because these things, I think, just so that I can tell the audience this, these two guys were so good together, and it was so fun to watch them, and it's so very rare to have televised chemistry. There are a lot of chuckle fests all over the place. And
You looking at me?
the fact, no, I'm not. I'm looking at the, all of them.
Yes, you were.
I saw the peripheral side eye still.
I felt it.
You know what?
Yeah, I felt
You
it.
looked at him when he said Chuckle Fest.
All right, I felt it.
There are a lot of chuckle fests out there. These guys, the fact that he goes places and there's always chemistry when he does stuff with people suggests that he produces good chemistry, and it's not very easy to do. And what I'm telling you with Melo, because now LeBron wants in the pod game. Everybody wants to get in the pod game. What these two guys are doing is interesting, fun, and different, and it's at least in part because of the relationship that he has with Melo, and they will get better and better because they're doing it frequently enough that it's going to be a place where people should be going to listen to fun, good chemistry that has a lot of it, right? You can get your basketball information, but also has entertainment because he's interested in that. But how is it that you achieve chemistry with so many different people when, I'm telling you, it's hard to come by?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just like you met me, Dan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just happy to be here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm to quote Cameron in Killer Season, this was not scheduled for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a college dropout, bro. I've been arrested. I've been, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of bad things have happened. So on paper, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really supposed to be on TV doing this, having fun with y'all. You know what I mean? Making Mike mad. You know what I mean? Just by my sheer presence. But, you know, I think it's just a testament to, like, my personality. Like, I walk into a room and I'm just trying to be, you know, cool and have a good time. You know what I mean? Like, there's no agendas with me. You feel me? Like, I'm here to do what I'm here to do, and, like, let's have fun doing it. Because if not, why the f are we doing it?
Tony's going to close this out, but why is it different? Explain to people why it is that you're bringing out a side of Melo that perhaps they had not seen.
Because, yo, you know, I hate to say, like, yo, I'm real, but, like, I'm just Mero all the time. You know what I mean? Like, Mero's not a stage name. Like, you see all the graffiti in the back, bro. Like, it's just me. So I think if you're just authentically you, bro, and you let people know, yo, listen, I know what I know and I know what I don't know, you know, and just be cool. You know what I mean? Don't be a dick eater, bro. Don't be weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, just be normal. You know what I mean? And shit will work out. Like, I mean, it's worked out for me that way. You know what I mean? I'm not, you know, I'm good. I'm in a very large house in Franklin Lakes. You know what I mean? The housewives are right over there. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot. If you block for Eli Manning, you live in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing good.
That Jeter thing, it needs to go someplace else. If you're going to be the Knicks correspondent around here, bring us home, Tony.
Let's bring it home.
Put another one.
Let's bring home this interview presented by LinkedIn.
Dímelo, mi gente!
Yes.
Last time that we were on with Mero, El Tigrazo, last time we gave you Bibaporu as the Refrán Del Dia. Do you remember that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we have another one. We have a wheel of things. We're going to look for the wheel. Let's see if we can find one. There we go. Let's see what it lands on here. Here's La Huira. Yeah, here we go. Today's Refrán Del Dia is, give me a... Cuidazo ahí. Dale. Today's Refrán Del Dia with the Kid Mero. Sana, culito de rana. Si no sana hoy, sana mañana.
Hey, you know what that means, dog. That means you fell, and I don't have any way to fix it, but I'm going to say these words and hope that you will stop crying in public.
The English translation is heal, frog of an ass. If it doesn't heal today, it'll heal tomorrow.
Yes.
What? We don't know why.
That is right.
Sana, culito de rana.
Yeah, the rhyme in the middle of that is ass of a frog. Yes.
Ass of a frog, dog.
But cute little baby ass of a baby frog.
Culito. That's
Culito.
no
No culo, no culito. Just, yes, thank you. The phrase makes no sense. No sense. It doesn't. Mero, thank you. Again, I will tell the people, 7 p.m. in Brooklyn.
That's right, baby. And victory light.
You had a strong first effort here. We'll have you back to be loud Knicks correspondent.
Let's go, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is mine. Whoever you say somebody up top wants to be the Knicks correspondent, it's a dub, bro. It's mine.
All right.
Get out of here.
I'll tell Sam Morrell that when he.
That's right,
checks in,
Sam.
Stugotz, over the last 3 or 4 years, I don't know if the entire country is just a little bit unhappier, but basically everyone has taken a flogging filled with anxiety and awful and fear. And sports is such a great place to hide from a terrible election year. Just let's head into the breach with sports. We're in March, Stugotz.
Yep.
We're amid March Madness, but what I just heard there from a Knicks fan, okay, what it jostled a 55-year-old grieving turd coming in here every day trying to care about sports. What I just heard jostled, Stugotz, was Knicks heat in a way that can inflame. Mike Ryan has gotten tired as a sports fan. He's consuming more of it than ever.
Right.
Cocaine crazed, loves the University of Miami, and the Heat, where this was all birthed for him, like where us against everybody as a sports fan in 2010 made this a crazy market. His relationship with the Heat is weird, and we're headed into another playoff run here where it's going to be Celtics and now Knicks, Stugotz. And Mike Ryan doesn't actually have faith in his team, doesn't believe that the Miami Heat of Terry Rozier is going to do anything with the new officiating other than lose.
Mike Ryan has faith in a new team and a new league. It's the Panthers and it's hockey because he knows that team is good. He knows they'll be in the postseason.
It's MLS.
He doesn't know that with the Heat.
It's MLS. I'm telling you, I can't believe I live on a show where Heat homer Mike Ryan is being tempted by so much in South Florida for his fan width that he's only got so much time to invest emotionally in the Heat of this year against those Celtics because he fears it's going to end poorly. As last year's Heat fans say, wait a minute, they knocked off Giannis in the first round.
Yeah.
They'll beat anybody in the first round as soon as Jimmy cares again.
I know it's going to end poorly. Yeah. And I'm more certain of it this year than I was last year, where I was spectacularly wrong. Because for this to work for the Miami Heat, recent data would suggest that Tyler Hero needs to get hurt for them to go on a run. Okay, if you look at his history, that can happen.
It is happening.
Right. But now they just have a worse Tyler Hero to slot in there and do the things inefficiently that held them back and change their offense. So Jimmy Butler isn't just eating on every play, and Jimmy Butler isn't out there. Look, me not caring about this regular season, me actually looking at their games with some kind of disdain now is what they wrought. They swing and miss constantly in the offseason. They haven't landed the whales that they've gone out to get.
They keep making it to the finals, though.
Yeah, noted. Understand?
No, but it's
Noted.
such a Mike. Mike, that noted. You're so
noted. It's just an on-ramp to my next point, which is it just proves what disrespect they have for the regular season. So if this team is not going to give a single about these games before playoff time, why should we? Why should we, folks?
Because they've earned it over the last 15 years from you.
No, they haven't. What they've earned is me saying, okay, they'll care in the postseason. That's what they've earned.
That's when you start caring.
They could also just be injured.
No,
Jimmy and Tyler have been out for a while.
Everyone's injured.
Yeah, Duncan is hurt, right?
Yeah,
It's a bad back.
They've had more injuries than most teams. I think it's top 5, lost to injuries.
Let me
A
ask you
lot of different lineups.
Let me ask you something. Are these guys playing in the playoffs with the injuries that they're sitting out with now?
Boom.
Jimmy probably is.
Yeah.
I would bet Tyler and Duncan
Jimmy
aren't.
100% is.
Right, but the other guys are probably hurt.
No, Jimmy 100% is.
Yes.
Basketball injuries are fake.
There it is. There it is.
Are they not?
He says few words, and there he is.
You fudged the injury report. I'm sorry. Am I breaking news here? Injury reports are fudged.
Oh, Bam's questionable tonight. Downgrade.
We're going to question Bam. Bam plays. If there's anyone on this Heat
question
team that
Bam.
plays, it's Bam.
No one was playing on the roster,
All right.
and he took 10 shots.
All right.
I will continue to question Bam. Jaquez, make a basket. Patty Mills is like 2 for his last 20. If he was playing against us, he'd be 18 for his last 20.
That's true.
You do have to wonder how Bam only scored 3 points in the All-Star game when his team scored 218.
Put it on the poll, please, at Le Batard Show. Do you have to wonder how Bam only scored 3 points in the All-Star team?
Had to be the low score.
All-Star
right?
game.
I don't like how I'm coming off, and I just had a lot of pent-up frustration boil over, and I don't even think I made like decent points. Here's my ultimate point with this team. This team has shown you, and I know one year that they were one of the top seeds, if not the top seed in the East, when Max Strus's heel wasn't out of bounds. But
Oh, God.
but they don't really care about the regular season. So genuinely, tell me why should I? There aren't the reasons that you usually work yourself up to caring, which is, we got a new superstar. Let's see how they fit.
Because of how much you're going to care when the Kid Mero is on yelling at the sky because the Knicks are up 2-0 in a series, because of how your old sports fan will care then in a way he does not right now, and will believe that Terry Rozier will be better than Julius Randle in a playoff game.
Well, Julius Randle is garbage, and I'm happy every time he has the ball. Wow. He's one of the few players that is worse than Terry Rozier.
But you're not going to tell me you're not going to care about that deeply when it presents itself.
For the listeners out there, not everything is politics, but Heat basketball I view as this coming election. Wow. I'll dial it up when I have to.
I have an important correction. The Eastern Conference All-Stars only scored 211 points.
Mike mentioned boiling over. How do you guys handle when a pot filled with rice or pasta boils over and you're trying to cook it? Like, I do the thing where I move it off the heat until it goes down and then back on the heat.
Yep.
Some people
I'd like to
have
say I
done
have experience on this front, but I don't.
the wooden spoon. I've heard works, but then a lot of times I'm the rice is sealed, so I don't want to open the pot to put the spoon in. It's just I hate that. I end up going back and forth with my pot.
The rice is sealed. You got
We get the lid on it.
you're messing with instant rice over there?
Yeah, I guess.
But why would you mess with instant rice in a sealed bag if you're already
No, I'm not saying
boiling
in a
it?
sealed bag. You put it in the water, it boils, it comes to boil, you go down to simmer, and then you cover it for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
In that 15 minutes, sometimes the water starts to come up, and I would want to take the top off.
The stove, my friend. You can't let this thing boil over. It's rice. It's the second you see a bubble, you turn it down to simmer.
No,
Is the heat
but
rice?
sometimes when you go down to simmer, it's so hot that
It gets
the water.
it gets away from
I've
you.
lowered the level down to 2 so for the simmer, but it's still so hot from when it was
In
boiling.
this analogy, which one is Haywood
Yeah.
Highsmith?
Am I a wooden spoon?
Put it on the poll, please, Juju. Is Billy a wooden spoon? I want to go back for a second.
All I
Stugotz.
heard, by the way, was a bunch of accusations, and I actually do think Dan watches Heat basketball regularly. Yeah. But you guys are jumping on me.
Hold on a second.
And Jeremy works for the team. Otherwise, he'd be right there with me saying the same exact thing.
Hold on
You
a
guys
second.
aren't watching
Wait.
this.
Oh, don't tell
You
me
guys
that.
are not
No,
watching
that's
this.
You're watching it.
I
bullshit.
said you're watching.
Look,
You said
I
you're
said you're
watching.
watching it. I said,
Mike.
matter of fact, I said I believe sincerely that Dan Le Batard is watching these games. Everyone else, I know you're not watching. I know it.
Why are you yelling at me? Because
I just said I wanted to fix my tone.
All right, but I'm defending you. Like, if my team didn't care about the regular season and only cared about the postseason, I'd start paying attention during the postseason.
I mean, it is so crystal clear that they almost approached the regular season with disdain at this point.
I was watching
Happy
earlier.
birthday, Pat Riley.
I was watching earlier this week, and I never thought I'd see so much Duncan and Bam pick and roll. I'm like, that's what we're doing now.
Birthday to him.
Duncan is running our offense now.
I don't care. Good luck.
This is what you've wrought, Godfather Pat Riley. Happy birthday. Off from Mike Ryan.
I
I'm
didn't say-
entitled to
I
the
would
last.
never say that.
I'm entitled
Would
to the
never.
last 15 years of greatness, and you think
Never-
for a
I
second.
would say that.
Give me this, Stugotz. Okay.
Please, Pat Riley, I know occasionally word gets back to you. I would never say F off to you. I think you're an icon. You've done so much, and I'm also what you wrought. I'm entitled. I'm awful. But these are the expectations that you've put upon us.
Yeah.
Look, we gave
Land
you
a whale.
We gave you Heat culture, and you ran with it. It adorns your jersey. How can you be the hardest working, most hated, toughest, all that BS, and care
BS.
so?
BS.
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 Those things are just a tagline to you so you can sell more shirts because you do not care about this regular
You
season.
think the culture is merchandise? It's to sell merch,
They
Mike.
found Duncan Robinson, and he changed the NBA.
You got star players just saying, nah, I don't feel like playing right now. I'll save up for the postseason. Those things may be true come the postseason, but we're all going to be looking at each other if they actually make the playoffs and say, all right, here we go. It's time. And it will be the Bucks series when they got swept all over again.
But they have the most improved player ever, according to Dan.
On his birthday of all days, you're doing this. How dare you?
I'm seeing that if you put olive oil on the rim of the pot, it won't overflow.
Really?
Try that.
Unless
Nice tip.
both Tyler Hero and Terry Rozier get injured.
Yeah.
In that case,
Oh, my God.
they will win the NBA championship 100%.
Yeah.
There's nothing that will stop this team unless the Denver Nuggets end up meeting them in the finals.
What am I giving you, Dan?
Yeah.
Well, I'm bothered
Supposed to
by
give you something.
I'm bothered by everything that's happening here, okay, including you guys making fun of my Duncan Robinson take, okay?
You
Because
said
Duncan
it, right?
Robinson is the most improved player in the history of the Miami Heat, an organization that has a great history of improving players.
It's a wordy title.
Yeah.
And I will not have you take that away from me, but I'm embarrassed by what Pat Riley has wrought on his birthday because of this, because of what I'm about to say. Because, Scott, this town has sucked for sports for so long, and we're about to head into
This is a good sports town.
It's as good as it's ever been right now.
Two teams in the Final Four just last year.
for the
Right.
last 20
And FAU is back.
for the last 20 years. We've pretended to be a national show because there's so little to talk about locally. But we're headed into the wonderful storm of you know how much these hockey players care. Everyone in hockey hates the Panthers, and they're great. That's a lot of fun, and it'll take your attention and your dollar from Bam just hit a 30-footer to win against Detroit, and Mike's complaining.
That is not the flex that you think it is. When the only wins are against the Detroit Pistons, and you need a buzzer beater three to do so.
I am embarrassed by your standard that needs to meet the Knicks where they are when the Kid Mero is gonna. There's gonna be so much bluster. Please
I
make
checked the
it.
standings, Dan. They're gonna have to play 500 teams in the playoffs if they make it, and they're gonna have to beat them. And right now, with Terry Rozier on this roster, I have very little evidence that they can do so.
Do you want to fight with the Knicks in the first round?
Yes, if the two guards are injured, absolutely. If Rozier and Hero are gone, I will fight anybody.
He just wants to be right about Rozier. I mean,
No, I don't. No. I would love for Terry Rozier to shut me up
No,
with
you
a
wouldn't.
35-point
I don't think you
performance
would.
at the TD Garden. I would love that. Are you kidding me?
I think he would love it. I
I
believe Mike.
would. I would. I hate Boston. I hate the Celtics. I also hate Terry Rozier. But my hate for Boston outweighs the hate for Terry Rozier.
Does anyone else besides me have this bad feeling that after these long runs by both the hockey and the basketball team last year that they're going to have early exits this year?
I don't think on hockey. I don't think so.
I know in hockey I feel better about them, but it's just, I don't know, it's just the way sports works. We're not going to make two finals. The Heat and Panthers are not going to the finals again.
Even throughout that run last year for the Florida Panthers, I never once turned to my wife and I said, love of my life, this is our year. I've said that several times.
You have
this
said
year.
it a lot. You
Wow,
have text
really?
and everything.
That's
Guys,
big. Yeah,
this is
that's
our
big.
year.
Yeah.
It has to be.
0-3 versus Boston, 0-2 versus Minnesota, 0-2 versus the Clippers, 0-2 versus the Thunder, 0-2 versus Denver, 1-1 versus Cleveland, 1-2 versus Milwaukee. That doesn't instill a lot of confidence.
What am I saying that's wrong about their approach to the regular season this year? What am I saying that's wrong?
Well, you're accusing of the injuries not being real.
I thought they're not.
They've had a lot of lineups.
said they don't care.
They've had a lot of
They're not
lineups.
injured enough to, if this
All
were
right.
the playoffs, you all
Look,
conceded.
we can concede this, right? This is probably a difficult thing for Pat Riley, what you're saying. Pat Riley, we would all say on his birthday, happy birthday, Godfather.
King.
Mike says bleep off.
I did not.
Happy birthday. Thanks for 20. The only winning we've had in this town for 25 years that makes us all excited about this. You and Wade and Shaq, you guys provided it and really birthed what is an obnoxious Miami sports fan, billionaire crypto guy. I'm one of the richest men in the world.
I love Pat Riley so much.
That's what it birthed. Pat Riley can't that his team doesn't care about the regular season and his star is doing Hulu commercials in green because he can't wear the the sponsored Heat colors of the NBA. He doesn't like that guy's showing up to press conferences, I'm sure.
Oh, then I'm doing a service to
in
this team.
costume, and they're paying him $600,000 a year.
I apologize to three members.
$600,000 a game they're paying Jimmy Butler.
I apologize to three members of the Miami Heat direct to their zoomy faces last year. No one else is as accountable for their takes on this show as I am. And I will wear it once again. But Pat Riley should be thanking me right now because Miami Heat, I'll look right into the camera as I say this.
Oh, no.
Which one? Is it this one?
Oh, no.
Is this my mark?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Miami Heat, I doubt you.
Oh, no.
I think you're going to get swept if you make the playoffs.
No.
I think you made a terrible acquisition.
Mike.
He's rolling.
I think you've missed out on superstar after superstar after superstar. Wow. I think you've totally saddled this head coach with mismatched pieces, and yet somehow he makes the finals despite being betrayed by the very front office that Dan Le Batard likes to routinely celebrate. Happy birthday, Pat Riley.